Hello, everybody, and welcome to Check It Out, the monthly show about what's happening at the Bethel Park Public Library. I'm Mary Mullen, and this is
Christine McIntosh.
And Christine is the director of our library, and she's our very special guest today. Unfortunately, Miss Elaine got a little delayed, so but we're going to just kind of go ahead and talk about what's happening at the library this month, and we're going to let Christine go first. First of all, she's got a fish story to share with us, and she's going to talk a little bit about fundraising here at the library. So,
well, first of all, maybe you have read in the almanac in the last 2 weeks that someone had stolen the library fish, one at a time, systematically and methodically, and we did get some donations, cash donations to replenish the fish. So I'm happy to report that the new fish are in the tank. We got these fish called platies.
Not heard of those. What?
They're part of the molly family.
Okay.
They are live bears, so we tried to get all one sex, so we didn't have that issue. But we got six of those, and they come in different. There's panda, they're black and white. Bumblebee are yellow and black, and these one called Twin Bar. They're like yellow orange, and they have these two black bars on their back fin.
Okay.
But then there were these cute little frogs, so I had to get two cute little frogs.
Okay. Maybe we should tell them about the frogs. I don't know about that.
Yes. Well, their surveillance is going up in the room, unfortunately.
Okay.
We had to do that to make sure that our fish investment was protected.
Okay.
So.
Well, then we're going to encourage our viewers to come stop by and welcome the new residents of the fish tank and the frogs. That'll be fun. I'll take a look when I get back upstairs.
I just put them in before I came down here. So.
All right, so you're going to talk a little bit about fundraising.
Fundraising. Unfortunately, something that we have to do as a public library is fundraise. We just had a mother-daughter tea 2 Sundays ago at the community center. We had 86 people there, 50 daughters, and then their either moms, grandmoms, somebody significant to them. And we raised $856.
That's terrific.
Yes, so every little bit helps. We have a goal for the year of $30,000, so we're hoping that with our gala, which is coming up Friday, May 25th, which will also be at the community center because we've outgrown our space.
Oh, how nice.
Yes.
Oh, that's great.
So the theme this year is going to be Monte Carlo night, so we will have some table games. We're having a really fun magician, which sounds kind of corny, but he's really awesome. He's coming, and tickets are $25. They'll go on sale soon.
Okay.
And let's see Chick-fil-A Spirit Night is this Monday, the 27th, from 5 to 8 p.m. at the South Hills Chick-fil-A on Washington Road. When you come in, just mention the library, and we get 20% of the proceeds for the evening.
Okay. So that's great. That's a great idea because then you don't have to cook.
Yes.
And you can help raise some money for the library.
Yes,
so
we appreciate it. Just wanted to take a minute to let everyone know that our website has been revamped and updated, and it's really awesome. And I wanted to thank Rachel Tieroff. She is our Adult Services Department head. She spearheaded that project, and it looks great. If you haven't seen it, take a look at it. Also, just wanted to highlight, because some people don't know that we have this Gale Testing and Education database, and it is for not only for SAT and PSAT, but also for English as a second language, the TOEFL test, and also like the MCATs and the GREs, and like the paramedic test, the praxis for teachers, so that you can practice. You can go into these databases and take an actual practice test. So I just wanted to let people know about that.
Especially in this day and age where many people may be out of work and re-careering. All the tests are available, right? Come into the library, or you can access them
from home.
From home.
And it's free.
Free's good. Free's good.
Free's always good. That's all I have.
How about the book sale? Should we?
Oh, I forgot the book sale.
Shall we talk a little bit? I thought we should mention the book sale.
Absolutely. The book sale will be April 20th through the 21st and the 22nd. 20th through the 22nd. Friday and Saturday from 10 till 5. Sunday from 1 to 5. Now we are having a preview night on Thursday, April 19th from 6 to 8 p.m. We are selling tickets to that. It's $25, but that entitles the bearer to, we give those big brown bags, and you can fill one of those for free. There'll also be refreshments and some munchies there for that. We are taking donations of books in good condition.
Good condition.
And DVDs, CDs. We are not taking textbooks or VHS. We have so many VHS that nobody wants to buy anymore. So if you have anything you'd like to donate to the library, we're happy to accept it. If you have a large donation, call us ahead so we can arrange to have someone help you bring them in. Otherwise, you can just bring them to the front desk.
Okay, all righty, that's great. I know I've been seeing in the emails the library funding has been cut again this year, in the state funding.
From the state. They haven't passed the budget yet, but the proposed budget that's out there that was put out by the governor has a 5% cut for public libraries. But we had a 50% cut a few years ago.
Right.
So our funding from the state has gone way down, but fortunately our municipality has really stepped up, and they fund us very well. We're lucky. We're a lucky community.
Yes, I agree, because I know a lot of people come into the library and they ask about the financial situation, and they are, library supporters, and they're very concerned. And it's nice to know that people recognize the value of the library to the community.
Absolutely.
And we're doing our best to keep services for our patrons. That's
at the same level.
At the same level,
Yes.
as best we can. So, all right. Well, I'm going to talk a little bit about some of the adult programming, and then maybe you can let us. I know Elaine.
If Miss Elaine doesn't get here, then I will talk about her program.
What's going on in the children's programming. Okay, March is going to be a very busy month for adult programming at the library. We have a lot going on. This coming Monday night, our genealogy group will meet at 7 o'clock. And again, if you are a novice genealogist, if you've never done anything with genealogy before, please come and join our group Monday, February 27th at 7 p.m. Also, March comes and people start to think about working outside in their yards. I don't know. Do you like working in your...
No, I hate dirt.
Okay.
I like the way it looks, but I want someone else to do it for me.
Okay. Well, I'm with you. I love to be outside. I enjoy being outside.
I love being outside also.
And my husband very gently always suggests to me, well, why don't you come out and help me in the yard? And I'm like, that's not my idea of outside. But we do have a presentation on Thursday, March the 1st at 7 o'clock. It's how to keep your lawn green while staying green. And this is presented by a local resident. He's Bob Ernst, the president of Eco-Friendly Lawnscapers. And he's going to talk about how lawn maintenance, keeping your lawn green, but also staying environmentally friendly, so without putting a lot of
That's a challenge.
That's a challenge. I tried that myself several years ago and failed miserably. And so my husband took over, and now we, quite frankly, we're probably polluting like crazy. But he's happy with the lawn. And it is a challenge. It was very hard. I tried using organic products, and I just still got all the weeds and the stuff that we didn't want. So again, Thursday, March the 1st, 7 o'clock. Conversation Salon, as always, meets the first Friday of the month.
So much fun.
And they always have a good time. Yes. And there's no registration for this program. Just come on over and join the talk, join the conversation. Our movie night will resume the first Sunday in March at 6 o'clock. That's Sunday night, March the 4th, and this will begin our spring series of movies. So we'll be seeing movies March, April, May, and June. So for more information, you can give us a call. Travel consultant Mirella Selfo will be back again for another travel program on European river cruises.
That's where I want to go.
And that's where now, Christine, you've done a lot of traveling.
Yes, I have.
Christine, I have, I've been across the border into Canada, but that's about as far as I've gone. But what has been your favorite travel destination of the places you've gone to?
London, England. I've been there probably 8 times now.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah, I used to go every fall, and then I bought a house, and so I don't go all the time. But I just love it there. I feel very at home there. Second favorite, San Juan, Puerto Rico.
Oh.
Loved it there. I would love to go back.
Alrighty. Well, Mirella, who works for Worldview Travel, is going to be talking about European river cruises. And I have never been interested in a cruise. I've seen commercials for another travel company that does European cruises. And for some reason, I just look at this and I think it looks wonderful because the ships are small.
Yes.
They look very intimate, not like those big cruise ships, particularly after the recent episode. And of course they're sailing along the rivers, and you see the beautiful cities and scenery. And I think this looks wonderful. So if you're interested in a European river cruise, join Marella on Wednesday, March the 7th at 7 o'clock. And we have another tea coming up, right?
We do have an Irish tea. St. Patrick's Irish Tea is going to be on Friday, March 9th at 11 o'clock. We are asking for a $5 donation just to recoup the cost of the tea and the tea sandwiches that we provide. It's right. I just checked. We have 43 people signed up. It's a very popular program. So I'm looking forward to this one. Yeah.
So if you're interested in coming,
you can register. You have to register because we're taking 50 people, so there's only 6 slots left.
Only a few slots left, although we will take names for a waiting list.
Absolutely.
We'll put if there isn't a space available, we'll take your name, put it on the waiting list, because sometimes we get last-minute cancellations, and then we can call people on the waiting list. Tuesday, March 13th, actually we have 2 programs that day. We have wellness screenings from the Scott Medical Center, and this is from 10 to 2. This is just a walk-in program. They're going to come over and they're going to do they're going to check your blood pressure, your body fat, the BMI, body fat.
I don't want to know.
Yeah, sometimes we don't want to know. Then also, let's see, alkaline acidity testing, adrenal gland testing, which is some of the kinds of new tests that are available. People are really
Not heard of these.
People are really interested in them. And I also understand they're going to bring one of those massage chairs.
Perfect.
And so you get a massage, and this is all done through your clothing. So this is from 10 to 2. Walk in. You can come anytime in that time period. And then on Tuesday night, March 13th at 7 o'clock, we're doing a program called Sorting Through Social Security. And this is going to be presented by Darla Maines, who's the president. She's a certified financial planner, I'm going to try that again, and president of her own company. And this is for people, boomers, or those who are getting close to retirement age, on how to prepare to take your Social Security.
I want to bring my mom to this. She's a year and a half away from retiring, and she's asking me questions that I just cannot answer. So I'm going to try and get her over here that night.
Great. One of the things that I have learned in doing a little bit of reading, I was interested in bringing the program to the library because about 6 months ago, the Post-Gazette had an article about how to take your Social Security. And there are strategies involved, and I was not aware of this.
I'm not aware.
Especially if you're married, you're a couple, and my husband sort of understood it. I wasn't sure I was clear on it, but for instance, if you have a spouse that was a higher wage earner than you, then you take it in different ways. Sometimes you claim it for yourself, sometimes you claim it as a spouse benefit.
Oh, wow.
And there's supposed to be this 62-70 principle. Somebody takes it at 62, maybe on their own, and then the other person waits till they're 70, and then you can refile, apparently, and then claim it in a different way. I was
told
it
was so complicated.
It is. Well, it's complicated, but it's a way of maximizing your benefit. Darla's going to talk about this. She's also going to talk about how you coordinate it with other retirement plans too, which is also important because most people nowadays cannot rely just on Social Security. And also how to minimize your taxes on it. So,
perfect.
So it sounds like a very informative program, Tuesday, March 13th at 7 o'clock. Let's see, we're going to keep on going. We have spring cleaning this time of the year. Do you spring clean?
I do spring clean.
Do you spring clean?
Yes, I do.
I always joke about that. I can't remember the last decade in which I did spring clean.
No, I do it. Do my windows and my blinds and take the curtains down, that kind of stuff.
Good for you. Congratulations. Well, I'm not so dedicated on the spring cleaning. But we have a program on March 15th. That's a Thursday evening at 7 o'clock. Jill Yesko of Discover Organizing is going to come and talk to us about how to deal with the clutter that we all acquire. A lot of things. We got stuff, right? We have a lot of stuff.
I make a point of going through my closets at the turn of the season. So when I get out my summer clothes now, I'll go through my closet, and any winter clothes I have not worn that season, I give away.
Oh, that's also a great idea. That's a great idea.
I'm not a big clutter person. I have to go through my stuff.
And how many of us put them away unworn? We probably haven't worn it for a long time, right? We pull it out the next year, and
that's my rule.
That's a good rule. That's a good rule to follow. She's also going to talk about how to address the really big problems in our homes, and that's the big spaces like our attics and basements and garages. So Clutter No More, Thursday, March 15th at 7 o'clock. And also I wanted to talk a little bit about our Lunch and Learn event in March, which is from our Button Club.
Oh, I love the Button Club.
The Button Club is going to do a program called The Century of Fashions and Buttons, and they're working very hard on this presentation. What they got interested in is they're always interested in buttons, but they wanted to learn more about the clothing the buttons were on. And they're going to do a lovely presentation talking about vintage clothing and the buttons. And I've seen a little bit of their PowerPoint. It's going to be a lot of fun. And we call it a Lunch and Learn because we're going to encourage everyone to bring up their lunch, bag lunch. We'll put out a little beverages and dessert for you. And that's Wednesday, March 21st at noontime. So again, just please register so we make sure we have enough for everybody. Bring your lunch, and I think you're going to really enjoy this presentation. So that's just a few of the programs, adult programs that we have going on in March. And as always, you can call the library or visit the website. Visit the website to learn more about that. And maybe we'll let you talk a little bit about what's happening in the children's.
I will talk about some of the things going on in the Youth Services Department. On Tuesday, March 6th at 7 p.m., there's a program called Campfire Fun. Warm up around a fun, make your own campfire, so no open flame. Use an old CD and other materials to make a campfire scene, and then Miss Lynn will teach you how to make an edible one. I'm interested to see what that is.
Miss Lynn comes up with
She has
the greatest ideas about programs. It's amazing.
I liked her cupcake program last week. Spring Bloom will be held on Wednesday, March 28th at 7, where you're going to paint a flower pot for the season and grow a seed of your choice. Or you could use it as a votive candle holder. This must be a Miss Lynn, too. Dear Diary will be on Tuesday, April 3rd at 6 o'clock. You can make your own diary to record your most secret thoughts. Now, this program's for 3rd and 4th graders only.
Did you keep a diary when you were a little girl?
I did. I actually still do.
You still do? You keep
Not every day, but I do because it's fun to go back and see and think, wow, that was fun, or what was I thinking? And then Exactly What You Need will be Wednesday, April 4th at 6 o'clock. A little relaxation and fun is waiting for you at the library. Get into the Easter season with Dyeing Eggs with Miss Dawn. She'll teach you different ways to make your eggs extraordinary. This is for grades 3 through 5. And there'll be an egg spinning contest with Missy Lane. I'm not sure what that is, but I'm sure it'll be fun.
Egg spinning. Oh, I wonder.
Like a top?
Yeah, I know there is. I think I've heard about it. There is some sort of technique. Maybe it's a way of spinning it and it stands up. It stands on end. I don't know. We'll have to find out. We'll have to find out about that. Okay.
On Saturday, March 3rd at 1 p.m., there's a program called Rainbow Color. Come explore oil pastels. So you'll need to bring some oil pastels in a small sketchbook.
Okay.
And you can get them at Walmart. Miss Becky says they're less than $5 for both of them. You'll learn to mix colors and about complementary and contrasting colors. Okay. So this is for grades 1st through 5th. And then the last program Elaine asked me to talk about was bird tracking, which is fun. This is Saturday, March 31st at 1 o'clock to explore the world of bird watching, learn to document scientifically while having fun learning about the feathers friends that are living around you. Now, there was a great backyard bird count. I think it was last weekend. And I have some friends that if you saw them, you would never think that they were birders. They're all big bikers, and they're burly. And whenever they told me that they were bird watchers, I didn't believe them. But I've gone with them, and they're really good at knowing. Yes, it's funny what you don't notice. You think you're observant until you go out with somebody else and you see that I would never have seen these birds, and they were right there in front of my face. So.
I've had that experience too. Before I was working, I took the community college used to offer non-credit birding programs, and you're right, when you go out with someone who's an expert birder, you do see all kinds of really interesting things. I always remember we went down to Finleyville in, I guess, about this time of the year, and to see an owl and owlets in the nest. And apparently the owls give birth. It seems like an odd time of year to give birth to babies, but they do. This is the time of year they're born. And well, the advantage, of course, for us was that you can see them because there are no leaves on the trees. And so we tromped through the snow. It was snowy that winter. And went up in this real tall tree, and there was this owl, and just the tops of the heads of owlets. It was a wonderful experience. So.
One more, we have the Egg Extravaganza on Saturday, March 31st at 6 p.m., so this will be after the library's closed. There's an Easter egg hunt throughout the library, which is a lot of fun. There's stories and crafts. It's for ages 3 through 8, it's most appropriate for, and they ask that you please register so they have enough eggs for the kids to find.
Well, all great programs.
Yes, they are. Wonderful programs.
Before we finish up today, let me have a question. Have you been watching Downton Abbey at all?
I have not gotten to watch it. I know we do have the DVDs at the library, but there's a whole list as long as my arm, so I have not watched it. I've been watching Alcatraz, which is a new program on, I don't know what channel it's on. But
is that on HBO?
No, it's not. It's on regular network TV. It's from the makers of Lost, so that's why I was a Lostie, so now I love this Alcatraz.
Alcatraz. Okay, something you can recommend.
Absolutely.
Okay, well, I can recommend the Downton Abbey, and I brought along a couple things. I'm going to reach over here and grab them, because Downton Abbey had the finale for season 2 on Sunday, and my son amazed me and my husband by telling me that he and his wife have watched both seasons. And when he lived home with us, he always used to poke fun at us for watching Masterpiece Theater. So and now it's a little different. He's a little older, and they have gone through both seasons. So those of us who've been watching the show now have a bit of a wait, because it will be probably another year until season 3. So while you're waiting for Downton Abbey, I brought along a couple things. And these are some things that are either at our library or are available through the system. And the first one is this book, which is The World of Downton Abbey, which is a companion book to the series. Lovely photographs, a lot of background information. It talks about the show, but it also talks about what life was like in that period of time. One of the interesting things I was re-looking at this morning was the kitchen maid schedule, which started at 4:30 in the morning.
Oh my goodness.
And then pretty much went on nonstop until about 9:45 at night. So we look and we think how glamorous and romantic and everything, but if you were above the stairs, it was. Below the stairs, not so much. Not so much. But again, The World of Downton Abbey is available. We have a book here in our library that looked really interesting to me, and this is called Below Stairs. Below Stairs is actually a memoir by Margaret Powell. And Margaret was born in 1907, went into service at the age of 13. Wow. 1920, she started out as a kitchen maid, and in the 60s, she wrote her memoirs. She has since passed away, but these memoirs were very popular in England at that time, and they inspired the people that did Upstairs, Downstairs, and also the people that did Downton Abbey kind of tapped into it also. So this is what life was really like as a kitchen maid. And one of the things that I was reading, it talked about one of her tasks was to iron the bootlaces.
Really?
She had to iron bootlaces. That was.
I wouldn't have survived.
No, I don't think that we do too well today. Too well. There's also a book, and I don't have that with me, but I will talk a little bit about it because I thought this was really interesting, and it is called Lady Almina and the Real Downton Abbey. And this show is filmed at a place called Highclere Castle. All right. Okay. And Highclere Castle is owned by the Earl of Carnarvon. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly.
I don't know either.
Anyway, but they've been there for umpteen years. There has been a house on this site for 1,300 years.
Wow, we don't have that kind of history.
We don't go back that far. The current house, which is where Downton Abbey is filmed, was built in 1842. Now, the 5th Earl of Carnarvon was the man that funded the excavation that opened up King Tut's tomb.
Really?
Yes.
How interesting.
And his wife, Lady Almina, just like the characters in Downton Abbey, she was an heiress. She was from France. She married the Earl, all right, brought her money, brought her dowry, a very large dowry, because she was related to the Rothschild family, which was the great banking family in Europe. So this was how the 5th Earl was able to go off on this expedition with Howard Carter and opened up King Tut's tomb.
Wow.
So if you go to Highclere Castle, which you can go to the tea room, you can take a tour of the house, plan your wedding, because they have weddings. Get married at Downton Abbey.
I'll settle for tea.
And downstairs in the basement, you have the Egyptian antiquities that got brought back, and there were some. Most of them apparently are in the British Museum. But the Earl had a few of his own little favorites, and they're downstairs in the basement, along with the razor that the Earl used. There's this story, you know, there's the curse of King Tut.
Yes.
Okay, they opened a tomb up, and then everybody sort of died right away, pretty quickly, including the Earl, who he died very soon after the tomb was opened. What they think happened was he had gotten bit by a mosquito, and he cut himself shaving, and this thing got infected, and so he had an infection, and that's what killed him at the time. But of course, the legend has always been it's the
King Tut's curse.
Right, his revenge for opening up his tomb. But you can go downstairs and look at the Egyptian antiquities and see the poor Earl's razor blade. So
put that on my itinerary for my
when you go back.
My next English trip, yeah.
And Lady Almina, who was his widow, continued to fund Mr. Carter's expeditions. But like the characters in Downton Abbey, the castle was turned into a hospital during World War I, and soldiers did recover and recuperate.
Definitely going on my agenda.
So it's very interesting. So again, that's Lady Almina and the real Downton Abbey, the lost legacy of Highclere Castle. So there's all kinds of things. If you really love the Downton Abbey, there's all the DVDs, both season 1 and season 2 are available. As Christine mentioned, long waiting list. Get your name on there. And then there's some of these other materials if you would like to learn more about a really interesting bit of history, and just to look at, just to see is that beautiful. So I want to thank Christine for being our very special guest today on this show.
Thank you for having me. It was a joy to be here.
It was good, and as always, we encourage you to give us a call, visit the website.
Yes.
Better yet, I always say, come in and visit us. Come in and see us.
Absolutely.
And learn more about what's happening at the library, and also stop by and see our new residents, our new fish.
New fish.
And Miss Elaine and I will be back next month. Thank you.
The American Legion, we're a powerful force for the nation. We pledge ourselves to our veterans, our youth, a strong national defense, and Americanism. These 4 pillars shape our work and what we do for America. We work relentlessly within our 4 pillars of service, and we succeed. We're committed to making sure all veterans receive the benefits they deserve for the sacrifices they've made in service to America. We support and promote citizenship and integrity in America's future leaders. We know what policies, tools, and manpower our military needs to protect this great country. We fight to get these things done. We're patriots through and through. We promote and defend these values every day in communities across the nation. Go to legion.org to find out more about the American Legion's commitment of service to America.